What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. Also, I'm a Webull preferred influencer, which means I also have my own custom URL with Webull, which is really cool. I was one of the first ones to get that. I can't thank them enough. A lot of you guys have taken advantage of their investing platform. Their best promotion will be down in the pinned comment as well. And in closing, I've actually started to work with a different real estate company. I love Ground Floor, but I cannot believe one of the other companies I work with actually asked for feedback. I gave them some feedback, and guess what? They actually took my advice and worked with me to help create a system for them to allow people to join with referrals. Pretty novel concept. I wish EA would do that. So imagine this. A company with a product reaches out to the people that use it and say, hey, how can we make this better? And then they take the feedback they're given, they reach out to the individual and say, look, we listened to your feedback, we appreciate you taking time to give it to us, and we'd like to have a little bit of a conversation with you about what you would like to see us do with our product, and then they execute on it. How's that for a successful way to run a business? Now, with that all out of the way, I gotta say, April Fool's Day was quite the day for me, because as many of you know, myself and SGO have a very, very checkered past. I will say there's one individual now that I do talk to over at SGO. We almost did a collab earlier this year, but they've blocked me on Twitter. They really don't care for me, and I really don't care. But I started to get people emailing me this. And at first, I did not know that it was the SGO April Fool's Day joke. And then once I realized it, I was pretty frustrated, to be quite honest with you. I was pretty disheartened because so much of my brain didn't diagnose April Fool's Day, right? I think to most people, we're past the point of joking about this, right? Like, to me, a joke is something that you don't expect to happen, and then someone proclaims that it happens, and you're shocked by it, but you also are shocked because you didn't expect it. We all are expecting a 2K sports game to come out with the NFL agreement, with the NFL licensing. So it was really, really disheartening for me to kind of fall for this. And I thought to myself, I wonder how many other people did. You know, maybe as a content creator, I'm in the wrong to say this probably isn't the best thing to be joking about because many people are not going to take this in a comical way. Many people are going to take their frustrations about EA Sports putting out a subpar product and reflect it back to anyone who is going to clickbait or who is going to take time to sit here and, you know, I'll just say it, toy with someone's emotions, right? This is an emotional thing for a lot of people. You know, whether you want to believe that or not, whether you want to just say, oh, it's just a video game, oh, it's just football, oh, go outside. It's one of my favorite things. Go outside and play football. Have a couple knee surgeries and go outside and play football. Let me know how that works out for you. Go injure yourself playing football in your backyard, and then tell your employer that you can't work because you wanted to play football in your backyard. See how that works out for you. I mean, I'm not putting myself in those positions, but that's what I think about when people say, just go outside and play football. Just go get a whole bunch of coworkers and see if they're willing to play football in your backyard. See how dumb that sounds? Not as dumb as creating a football game image and then saying that 2K is coming back, but still, I mean, relatively high on the scale of dumb. We all know that it's coming. We all expect that it's going to be here. But at the same time, it seems like as we wait, I get less and less concerned, right? Like, maybe it'll be different when the game releases. But I am old enough to remember how I felt when 2K8 came out, right? And I remember watching everything, and there wasn't a lot to watch. If you don't remember, basically what they did is they went back and got a lot of hip-hop artists and Z-Trip to make a album. And it actually came with a download in the game, believe it or not. They gave you like I mean, at the time, it really didn't seem all that common to me. Perhaps I could be wrong, but you had a little digital download code, you know, and back in 2007, you know, it just didn't seem like something we were doing a whole lot of. And you could download the Z-Trip album that he mixed for the game, but they were just having, you know, all these old school hip hop artists come out of a tunnel and show gameplay snippets and, talk about football is back, Barry is back, Jerry is back, and go through all the players. I don't really recall, and maybe those are just the montages that stuck with me. I really don't recall like this all-out blitz, no pun intended, of what the game was going to be like and what the features were and the options were and what it was going to look and play and provide, right? And I think that's part of what hurt the game is people had an expectation of what it would be, and then when we got it, we basically saw just one season fantasy football-esque, basically what MUT ultimately would kind of grow to be in a sense, but not totally. And I just remember the lead up to that, I was disenchanted with it, would probably be the best way to describe it. And the longer I have to wait to understand what 2K is doing, the less and less I feel like I should care, right? Just release the game. Put something out. Because I think we all understand at this point, it's going to be 2 or 3 years before it gets to the point the community wants it. Because it's going to take years of feedback. It's going to take refinement. It's going to take, just like every other game in the marketplace, from Maximum to Access, it takes time for our community to look at a product and say, hey, these are the changes we'd like. This is what would make the game better for us. And then the gaming company, rather, to come out and make those changes. And we can all sit here and project that 2K knows exactly what we want in the game, but we've also seen with their own products, it doesn't always live up to the expectation, and it doesn't always answer the demand. So I'm not looking at summer of 2022 for a 2K sports title in terms of a football game. I'm actually focused on summer of 2024, because that to me is when we're going to see an actual most prevalent playable game to speak to the community that will fulfill our need to replace Madden if any game is going to do that. Aside from that, you've got a whole bunch of independent options that provide you good resources to a degree. I think 26K provides a great arcade option. I think Access Football provides an excellent franchise option. We've yet to see what Maximum Football is going to provide. But you do have other resources to go out and play games other than Madden if you're really that frustrated with it. I have not booted up Madden in a long time. And I don't plan on it because the game just continues to be a copy and paste disappointment year in and year out. And obviously, my voice in terms of EA and their developers, has no merit. They block me, they don't want to hear what I have to say, and they genuinely don't care. The community as a whole still does have a voice, but I think EA is also getting to the point that they realize community frustrations have completely boiled over, and that get back to the original point here of people are so hungry for a different AAA title to make a football game that anything like this generates a hope and a promise, and when that's just a joke, I don't know if you're taking the actual market you're in serious enough. The last thing I would do is come on here and joke with you guys about a 2K sports football title. It's the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong way to handle yourself. And I guess you could just take this at the end of one more time. I'm glad SGO doesn't follow me and blocks me, because sometimes I disagree with how they operate their business and how they treat the people in our space. Love for you guys to leave me your opinion. Appreciate you guys watching this. And I will be back whenever I can be back with more commentary.